Um, so let's start with sports talk a little. Like I said, this is not when I had you on my channel before. We were going back and forth with Washington and Dallas. It's well documented what we wwere talking when would talk Dallas and Washington. But we were to talk more in depth
Best
about
memory ever. 1999. Best memory ever.
I guess.
For me.
We're gonna be discussing controversies. So I don't know. And I've followed you on hockey. I don't think you touched on it as much. But what I notice about sports in the rules that they set, and this is what I'm gonna compare hockey and soccer for a second.
Okay.
So, because the Euros just ended, and me
Yeah.
personally, when it comes to the knockout stages of soccer, what they do is 30 minutes of extra time, and then if if they don't score any goals, or if no one takes the lead within those 30 minutes, then they go to penalty shootout. I don't like that. I honestly don't. I think that that's more risk for players getting injured, players getting tired. I guess explain it more, because I may have misunderstood it. But the way that I understand it in hockey is it's like a certain what was it? I think it's like 10 minutes of overtime, and then whoever scores, the game's over. And then if they don't score within that time period, it's a shootout. That's what I miss about. That's what I want with soccer now, because again, soccer is exciting, but when players are tired and they're like, you just want to get out of here and go, either go home or leave or move on to the next stage. What are your thoughts on that? Because I was noticing it with the Euros, because don't get me wrong, there were some entertaining games, like Spain and what was it? I think it was like Spain and Croatia and France and Switzerland. Those were the entertaining overtime games, because it was actually dramatic. But the majority of them, they were just tired. The players were tired. They didn't get anything done. I was literally sitting there. I actually took a nap while watching.
Oh, yeah, I remember you texted me that.
I took a nap during one of the games where I was like, this is so boring. Like, I was just waiting for the penalty shootout. So what is your thoughts on how overtime rules between, sports could improve? Do they need to change? What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, so I have a lot to say, and I'll try and summarize it. So your podcast isn't like 8 hours long like one of mine was the other day, last week. So yeah, what was it, that Italy game? They had won. I was like, last week. Oh my God, I don't remember who they knocked out before they got here. Italy, Spain. I was watching that game, and I remember, I think I texted you. I was like, that was an awesome game. It was a good game, right? It was super good. I was like, whoa, holy, right? I was like, damn. And Oscar farted. But in terms of the penalty shot, so yeah, the way it works in hockey in the regular season, it's 5 minutes of overtime. The person who scores, the first team that scores wins automatically. That's it, no more. If it's 5 minutes, nobody has scored, it goes to penalty shots. It's five goals. So the first team to get to 3 wins the game. If no team gets to 3, which is kind of rare, honestly, because usually it happens, it goes to a second overtime, and then it's like 7, 8 goals, something like that. And you have to win 4 or 5, something. It's weird, 4 or 5, something like that. And I don't know the way it works in soccer, but the way it works in hockey is you have like, for example, ladies and gentlemen, Chandler Stevenson. I'm just using the Knights. So let's say they're playing the Capitals, and who's the Capitals goalie? I don't know. Let's use I don't know, Carey Price. Oh, fucking Canadians beat my Knights. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Oh boy. Don't ban Oscar. Valesensky.
By the way, thank you for raising for giving me a pay raise.
Pay raise.
Yeah, remember?
That's right. So well, let's use the goalie from the guys who beat them, the Tampa Bay Lightning, Valesensky, I think it is. So what happens is you go and you try and shoot into the net of the goalie, and he just has to defend it. So it's not like anyone else is out there. It's you on center ice with the goalie behind his net, ready to block you. And if you right, so my Knights have not done great. Robin Lehner, I was proud of him when he was like 2-1 or something like that in the season. In the postseason, the way the overtimes work is, it's 20 minutes of overtime, and let's say my Knights were tied with the Wild 1-1. No, 0-0, and then you actually have a 15-minute intermission. In the regular season, it's just like commercial break, boom, let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it going. But in the postseason, you got a 15-minute intermission, just like the regular season where you have 15-minute intermissions between periods. And then, then what happens is the first person that scores wins. And there was another rule I can't remember, no offsides or something like that. And then it goes to overtime. A second overtime, and then I think it would go to a penalty shot. I think in terms of the rules, the main thing I'm worried about, and I think this is in all sports, is the refs. And I know, a couple, maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago in basketball, we were watching the games, and all the refs were making stupid ass calls, and it was like even the NBA. I was about to say NB, but NBA had to kind of like redo the refs because it was like, what the fuck are they doing? So I don't know how it is with soccer, because you have the yellow flags and all of that. But with ours, I mean, like for example, against I think it was Colorado when Mikko Rantanen had scored that goal in game 2, I think it was. He had scored it in overtime, but it was because of a power play that was called by the refs, even though it was a cheap shot. I think that we need to avoid stupid calls. I'm not sure what rule I kind of don't like in hockey, but I do think we need to fix the refs up a little bit because they're, you've got pushing and shoving and high sticks, and it really depends if you get Chris Lee or anyone else. Chris Lee is one of the worst refs ever. In fact, he was so bad that both the Knights and the was it Canada? Yeah, it was Canada, I think, had said, no, we don't want him again. So he went and coached the Islanders or ref the Islanders and Tampa game. I'm probably getting it wrong. But I think the refs definitely need to be – because it really depends, right? Like I said, some might call high sticks. Some might call pushing. Some might call tripping and shoving. Others might not even call half those. You're like, why are there no whistles? Because they ain't doing it. And so it's
Thank you for supporting Real Talk with Oscar Josue Montiel. For more European soccer content or American football content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and turn on post notifications so that way you don't miss any more of my videos.